all in one.
All in one. Yeah.
And so Halloween it can be a good thing, right? Again, we're not trying to tell you dress up your kids as demons, but I think embracing the darkness with the protection of the Holy Spirit is actually the way that God wanted it to be. Because if we were afraid to go into darkness, then the church could not take dominion. The church could not occupy till Jesus comes back. What about those guys that converted from witchcraft to Christianity, those warlocks and Satanists that became Christian? If you don't have the grace for that, don't force yourself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I had the same experience as a missionary in China. We went to Shaolin Temple, and I was super excited because that was the birthplace of martial arts, right?
Yeah.
Ancient, like 5,000, 6,000 years old or whatever they said how old it was. But it was ancient. And there was a main room with a huge, lying down, like on its side, golden Buddha. Huge. And there's an old man asking for alms, you know, putting money in the little box and smiling, and people couldn't go in. They spiritually felt like disgusted and like sick. They didn't even go inside. They were just outside. Me, I was fine. I was like, I'm going in, you know, even though I know that's a pagan idol. I went in and I prayed for the man. I prayed for the old monk, and I prayed that he'd come to know Jesus, and he smiled at me. I even put money. I wasn't worshiping the idol, but I took the money and I prayed, God, use my seed to grow in this place. And I put it in. And who knows what that did? I don't know.
Yeah.
Could have been awesome. I just don't know what happened after that. But it goes to show you, like, everyone's different, you know, and we should have grace on people who God calls to go into the dark places. And I believe that's why we're in Los Angeles.
I do too. Yeah.
It's supposed to be the city of angels, not city of demons. But right now it's a city of demons, and we're going to change that.
Our house, city of angels.
yeah, exactly. But that should be the Christian mindset, that we fill in the gap and we bring God where he's not.
No, I think with children, it takes a training time. Like I wouldn't throw my kids into, you know, questionable circumstances or anything. So, you know, I'm not throwing my kids out into pagan rituals and stuff and saying, let your fire be bigger than theirs, and you know, let's do spiritual warfare. So it takes, you know, a training time, but this is where we are. I don't think we can hide things just to keep our kids safe.
Yeah. And she's also another person that understands the beauty of darkness, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You
yes.
know what I mean?
Well, we send each other like memes and stuff back and forth, like, oh, like these cute little like coffin earrings or whatever.
Coffin
you know?
earrings,
like, oh,
yeah.
They're so cute.
Yeah. I mean, the tomb where Jesus was buried, that's so metal, man. Like, you know what I mean?
See,
like,
that's why, like, I don't think either of us mind. We don't mind the skulls and stuff.
Yeah, well, I don't mind skulls.
We're supposed to be dead to ourselves, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a symbol.
Dead to ourselves and alive to Christ, and that's very meaningful to me, honestly.
Yeah, me too. Jesus was crucified at the place they called Golgotha, which means skull.
Yeah.
So these are just symbols, and I think we're hitting on a principle that all Christians should adhere to, is that Christ in you, the hope of glory, right?
Yeah.
He that is in me is greater than who he in the world, right? He who is in the world. And so when we think about that, we do have like a shield of faith when we go into these situations and weird spiritual conditions. And I'm not saying, like, again, we're not saying like go to your spirit Halloween store and play with the Ouija board. Don't do that. That's one of the dumbest things you could do.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, well, if you happen to go there and there's people thinking that's cool, maybe you could talk to them and say, no, it's not cool. But I do like some of these aesthetics, you know, something, be all things to all men, but don't sin, you know, in hopes that you may win some. That's what Paul said to do.
Yeah.
And I believe we're coming into a new age, pun intended.
Uh-oh. Don't say that word.
Yeah, I know. Now we're going to be accused of being Satanists, wolves in sheep's clothing. A new age of Christianity, to where people are bold, they're fearless in the face of politics, in the face of culture, in the face of,
Yeah.
whatever it is, spiritual things. Maybe pagans don't like you, but you're ministering to them, like St. Patrick, like he did that.
Yeah.
Basically, all the missionaries
Yeah.
in other countries are doing that now.
Yeah.
But I think the ultimate goal is redemption,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, and it's sad because I've heard Christians say this certain thing can't be redeemed. And I'm just,
Oh,
it blows
okay.
my mind. Like, something can't be, God, the Lord can't redeem something.
Like what, the Temple of Satan or something like